Hi guys, just wanted to share some things with you today. We're showing again, it just brings us closer to showing you that we are in the end times. And again, Romans 10 and verse 9 tells us if we will confess with our mouth that Jesus Christ is the Son of God and that we believe, then we too shall be saved. And what better way of preparing than being saved? Having material things and preparing with our finances is not good enough because that cannot save us. So the thing that really and truly works is being saved, absent from the body, present with God Almighty. You know, the spirit and the soul leaves the body at death. You do not really die. The body, the flesh, the corruptible covering leaves, or it's no, that stays, and then the spirit and the soul leaves the body and returns back to God. Now, one of the way to confirm that is to read Revelation 6. You see that the souls see, they speak, and they hear. So they're functional beings, and then they will receive their angelic bodies because the word tells us we're going to be changed in the twinkling of an eye. In the twinkling of an eye, those that are His are going to be saved. They're going to be changed in the twinkling of an eye. We're going to be caught up to meet Messiah in the air. So again, just wanted to share with you that in the news, the Red Cross and Red Crescent officials say 10,000 people are missing after the deadly floods in eastern Libya. So Libya, a seaside road is collapsed after heavy flooding in Derma, Libya. About 10,000 people are missing after these deadly floods in eastern Libya. The head of the delegation for Libya for the International Federal Red Cross and Red Crescent Society says that 10,000 people are missing after the devastating flooding in the North African country, warning that the death toll could reach thousands more. The workers have uncovered hundreds of bodies that are dug through the wreckage of Libya's eastern city of Derma on Tuesday, and 10,000 people were reported still missing after floodwaters broke through the dams and smashed through the city, washing away entire neighborhoods. At least 700 recovered bodies have been buried so far. The health minister for eastern Libya said Derna's ambulance authority put the current death toll at 2,300, but the toll is likely to be far higher, in the thousands. Libya envoy for the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies told the UN briefing in Geneva via video conference from Tunisia at least 10,000 people are still missing. The situation in Libya is as devastating as the situation in Morocco, Ramadan said, referring to the deadly earthquake that has just hit that city of Marrakesh on Friday night. So here it is, we're seeing floods, earthquakes, and devastation throughout the globe. And we don't know what's next for us here in the U.S. And so one can go further into the news and see all the devastation it's showing us. And today's reading, we're going to go back to the reading of the Word. We were talking about Daniel. Daniel in his visions and dreams have really shown us a lot. And if we can look at those visions and those dreams, then we realize that the times we're in, and there's only one way to prepare. So I can look at, we can look at today. Today it's Tuesday, the 12th of September, 2023. We can take back a look at the book of Daniel. The book of Daniel. We can look at Daniel 7. I think I did Daniel 8 earlier on. You can now look at Daniel 7. But it all has to do with those dreams that Daniel had, and it's very relevant for today. In the first year of the reign of Belshazzar over Babylon, Daniel had a dream, and a vision passed through his mind as he lay on his bed. He wrote down the dream, and this is a summary of that account. Daniel declared, "In my vision in the night I looked, and suddenly the four winds of heaven were churning up the great sea. Then four great beasts came up out of the sea, each one different from the other. The first beast was like a lion, and it had the wings of an eagle, and I watched until its wings were torn off. And it was lifted up from the ground and made to stand on 2 feet like a man, and given the mind of a man. Suddenly another beast appeared which looked like a bear. It was raised up on one of its sides, and it had 3 ribs in its mouth between its teeth. So he was told, 'Get up and gorge yourself on flesh.' Next, as I watched, another beast appeared, and it was like a leopard, and on its back it had 4 wings like those of a bird. The beast also had 4 heads, and it was given authority to rule. After this, as I watched in my vision in the night, suddenly a 4th beast appeared, and it was terrifying, dreadful, and extremely strong. With large iron teeth, it devoured and crushed, then it trampled underfoot whatever was left. It was different from all the beasts before it, and it had 10 horns. While I was contemplating the horns, suddenly another horn, a little one, came up amongst them. And 3 of the first horns were uprooted before it. This horn had eyes like those of a man and a mouth, and spoke words of arrogance." Daniel's vision of the Ancient of Days. As I continued to watch, thrones were set in place, and the Ancient of Days took his seat. His clothing was as white as snow, and the hair of his head was like pure wool. His throne was flaming with fire, and his wheels were all ablaze. A river of fire was flowing, coming out from his presence. Thousands upon thousands attended him, and myriads upon myriads stood before him. The court was convened, and the books were opened. Then I kept watching because of the arrogant words the horn was speaking. And as I continued to watch, the beast was slain, and its body was destroyed and thrown into the blazing fire. As for the rest of the beasts, their dominion was removed, and they were granted an extension of life for a season and a time. Daniel's vision of the Son of Man. In my vision in the night, I continued to watch, and I saw one like the Son of Man coming with the clouds of heaven. He approached the Ancient of Days and was led into his presence. He was given dominion, glory, and kingship, that the people of every nation and language should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion that will not pass away, and his kingdom is one that will never, never be destroyed. Daniel was grieved in his spirit, and the vision in his mind, he said, it alarmed me. Approached one of those who were standing there, and I asked him the true meaning of all this. So he told me, the interpretation of these things, these 4 great beasts are 4 kings who will arise from the earth, but the saints of the Most High will receive the kingdom and possess it forever. Yes, forever. The saints of God will possess the kingdom forever and ever. Then I wanted to know the true meaning of the 4th beast, which was different from all the others, extremely terrifying, devouring and crushing, with iron teeth and bronze claws, then trampling underfoot whatever was left. I also wanted to know about the 10 horns on its head, and the other horn that came up before these 3 of them fell. The horn whose appearance was more imposing than the others, with eyes and with a mouth that spoke words of arrogance. And as I watched, the horn was waging war against the saints and prevailing against them, until the Ancient of Days arrived and pronounced judgment in favor of the saints of the Most high. And the time came for them to possess the kingdom. This is what he said. The fourth beast is a fourth kingdom that will appear on the earth, different from all the other kingdoms, and it will devour the whole earth, trample it down, and crush it. And the 10 horns are 10 kings who will rise from this kingdom. After them another king, different from the earlier ones, will rise and subdue 3 kings. He will speak out against the Most High and oppress the saints of the Most High, intending to change the appointed times, laws, and the saints will be given into his hand for a time and times and times and a half. But the court will convene and his dominion will be taken away completely and destroyed forever. Then the sovereignty, dominion, and greatness of the kingdoms under all heaven will be given to the people, the saints of the Most High. His kingdom will be an everlasting kingdom, and all rulers will serve and obey him. Thus this ends the matter. For as me, Daniel, my thoughts troubled me greatly, and my face turned pale, but I kept the matter to myself. Now these are the dreams of Daniel, and it's in the book of Daniel 7. And the interpretation of the book is also there. And it tells us that in the end the saints win. We win. The children of the Most High God, we win. So not to worry, be anxious for nothing, but in all things make our requests known unto God, because in the end we win. All right, so we'll have some more Bible reading another day. And again, this was Daniel 7. Have a good day. Have a blessed day. And we will talk again.